Hello, everyone. We are back. My name's Cureton, senior journalist for XR Today. As always, we're bringing you the latest and greatest from the VR, AR, and XR industries. So we have a post-interview for the Metaverse Fashion Week. That's going to be a very interesting conversation for us today. We have on Johanna Böhm-Eberlein. She is a 3D artist and sales support for Reactive Reality. So I'd like to give a nice warm welcome. Welcome aboard.
Hi, Demond. Thank you for having me.
Okay, brilliant. Now, we're going to have a little bit of a chat about, I guess, what your company does. Could you briefly introduce your company and what you do?
I would love to. We are a 30 people strong team based in Graz, Austria. And since 9 years, we are continuously working on making e-commerce more sustainable, using our PICTOFiT technology for immersive virtual try-on experience. So that means getting digital garments or physical garments into a virtual space and making it accessible for people to try on. We are the leading provider of virtual try-on and virtual photography for fashion and apparel. And one of our biggest strengths is that we can work with different inputs, meaning, for example, 2D input like ghost mannequin image shot, so meaning just the garment in a frontal shot. Or we can also work with CAD data, meaning computer-aided design garments. So if you design your garment in virtual space, we can also use this data. And of course, if you have a physical garment, like for example, this dress here, you can also send it to us. And we will make a virtual garment out of it for virtual try-on.
Lovely, lovely. And I noticed that there's a lot of people getting into this space of working with digital garments and digital fashion, and we'll actually, discuss that in more detail when it relates to, good and positive, things for the environment. So, I guess my first major question for you: we talk about the Metaverse Fashion Week. What were some of the top takeaways from this event, and how did it compare to last year's?
Well, it is the Metaverse Fashion Week is always a big event. It's great to attend it, and it's awesome to see how far we've come. One of the biggest differences between last year was it was multi-platform metaverse event this time, which kind of was interconnected with metaverse worlds, and that was a big plus, so to speak, because it was accessible for a lot more people to attend compared to last year. What I especially like about this event is that people all over the world and the industry even can, and across the industry are able to connect and socialize and even educate each other. That is something that is really, really cool. And I really liked, listening to the panels and also seeing the new designers coming into virtual space, especially the show of the Fabricant was, it's always a highlight for me. And especially the outfit made by Ziki was really, really cool because it reflected really the theme of the metaverse. So the theme was future heritage, and that was really well done.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we've seen some other like major names, especially like Puma, and there's another company, Artisan, that works in the similar space, and so we've been really following this space for a bit, and it's got a lot of sense of community that people are focusing on because it gives them the chance to really showcase their creativity. So very commendable there, definitely. I wanted to ask you also a little bit about some of the solutions that Reactive Reality is working on, especially their PICTOFiT solution. Now, what is PICTOFiT and what does it try to solve as far as real-world problems?
Yeah, we have two essential problems here to solve. On the one hand, it's of course scalability, because you need to make money. That's true. And it needs to be easy on the other hand. So a PICTOFiT can transform existing product photos into AR assets. We're using AI for that. And the process is really quick and easy to integrate, which is essential for brands and retailers, because in everyday life, you have to adapt quick and fast. And this is really what Reactive Reality's PICTOFiT solution can do. And it enables retailers to capture millions of garments, accessories, and even shoes and bags. And this is one a big problem, and the other one is, of course, sustainability. Yeah, it's a really huge problem the fashion industry has, from piling up returns, landing up in landfills and getting burned and stuff like that. It's just horrible to watch. And one of the biggest issues is also returns, which has a major impact on sustainability. And virtual try-on is our solution to tackle this problem. Which allows people to see items before buying, especially, for example, if you want to try like different clothes on and different colors, for example. This is really fun to try on the one hand, but it's really on the other hand, it decreases the need of the customer to order more than one product, or order the product in multiple colors or in multiple sizes, because our second solution is also we offer size recommendation for the customer, and this tremendously reduces customer dissatisfaction and return rates. And at the same time, it's a plus for sustainability and revenue for the branded retailer, and it's also fun for the user to use. So that's really a hot product we're having.
Yeah, definitely. And we've seen from other companies, especially leveraging these types of solutions, especially IKEA is one of the big names in it. Not necessarily related to fashion, but they try to reduce the amount of returns, especially giving people more access to the products in the entire catalogs after they have been uploaded as digital assets. So that way people can try them on there. That way there's less of a chance that they'll return the product and then contribute to the amount of production. So it actually saves them in the long term because they know exactly what they need to produce, or that it can limit the amount of production for many companies.
That's true. It's
and
also
fast fashion is also. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. It's also true omni-channel experience that is really, really interesting for the customer to experience, because it's just the ubiquity of having a product here and just trying it out in your own from the couch out. It's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and a lot of people are like, "Oh my goodness, this is amazing!" So they can see themselves before they actually buy the product. Also, fast fashion. Oh god, need more coffee today, probably. But fast fashion is something that's really been affecting the markets too, because so much of this goes to landfill. It's not biodegradable, and it contributes significantly to a lot of the waste that goes into landfill. So there's no real easy way to dispose of it. So I guess AR technology is the next best thing to help people to get the right products they want.
Definitely, I totally agree.
All right. Let's see. We can talk a little bit about this. We talk about designing and prototyping some of these different immersive solutions. Now, what is the process that your company uses to actually get some of these digital assets ready for customers?
Yeah, we use two approaches. On the one hand, we have our capture kit, where you can take, for example, this garment, send it to us, and we're capturing it for you. So that is from the physical world to a digital asset. But we also have the other way around. So, for example, you have computer-aided design, or you make your garments in, for example, software like Browseware or Clo3D, and you have these assets ready, and then you can just send it to us, and we make digital assets out of that. And for me, as a digital artist or as a 3D designer, I usually, or I'm a tailor, and I have a back. Let's try again. I have a pattern making background, and I'm used to use pen and paper for making patterns, and beforehand making my design in a sketchbook, trying out stuff, but on paper you don't see the final product, and this is something where really 3D making 3D garments kicks in, and 3D pattern making, which is really, really cool to do. You can see your designs before you even have cut into fabric and wasted paper and wasted initially your time. Because you have a lot of sample rounds until you come to the final product. And on the one hand, there is the industry where you have standardized sizes, or let's say mostly standardized sizes, where you can just try garments on. But on the other hand, there is also bespoke and tailor-made, and this is also possible using a computer-aided design, which is really, really a nice way to do stuff, and to create really unique garments. And it starts with pen and paper, but then you move into digital space and you create your garments, simulate them, and make the final product out of it. And for the Munich Fabric Start, we were attending in January. I made this garment for Reactive Reality. This is also made from cock fabric, which is also kind of a sustainable product. It should underline a bit the message a bit better. From just a sketch to the final product. And we also did a capturing of this garment, which also turned out pretty nice. And if you want, I can send over the material later on.
Okay, brilliant. And it's amazing that you can go through this entire creative process. You start with this sketching, and then from there you can proceed to upload. You can actually upload it as an NFT or as a digital asset, which then gives people the chance to prototype it. This
That's
is
right.
this hasn't been seen before in the fashion industry, and I think a lot of people are leveraging this because it gives them the chance to really showcase their products even before they go to production. Or it allows people, of course, like you said, to save resources, money, materials, as well as allow a greater expanded amount of access to different people. So you could put this on your website, or a company could put this on their website, showcase that, and then say to people, okay, well, if you want this, then we can make this for you to your own specifications. And so this really allows people to be included in the entire process.
That's a very good point, because beforehand you had the customer there and the brand there, and now it's growing together, and that is something that is really, really exciting to see that happen in these times. Only thing is that it is only slowly adapting. Let's see how it goes, but it's really hard to come to a digital product in a whole company, because there are also these these workflows, how they are being used and made for decades, and people adapt not very fast. But for example, companies like Atacak, for example, or Hugo Boss, or Adidas, or the Fabricant, for example. This is the ultimate. It's just awesome to see that change happen, and it's so exciting times to be in.
Absolutely. One point I did want to make, based on what you've just discussed, is that companies like Nike, they've made an entire metaverse for their digital products, and then they allow their customers to make bespoke products that they can then print out. So we have what they call phygital, where you go from the physical asset to the digital asset, and conversely, they can create NFTs, which then they can print out and make for themselves. I think Converse had been doing something like this prior to the metaverse being quite popularized at the time, but it was an amazing thing because now people can showcase their own designs. If they're artists, they can then upload that art and then they can print it out. So I see that there's going to be kind of like a rising demand for that, especially amongst like the millennial and Gen Z, populations. I think that would be very nice to see.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, this is a huge thing.
Cool, cool. Now, I was going to ask you, I guess, a little bit about this. We talk about who's who in this industry. And what kind of firms have you partnered with, and how are they promoting XR fashion? Have you had any specific clients that you work with directly that have really leveraged your products?
Yeah, of course. We have a lot of companies we're working with. For example, we have a virtual dressing room on the Hugo Boss website. We did the technology behind that, and another one to mention would be, for example, Olakala, which is an influencer brand which really makes really cool stuff. And I want to mention that in 2020 we helped realizing the Milano Fashion Week, and that was 2 years before the first Metaverse Fashion Week. And this was also really a cool thing to digitize 26 outfits of designers in just 2 days using our capture kit technology with PICTOFiT. This was really cool. So these are only a few names.
No, that's great. And everyone looks at different companies like Gucci and Hugo Boss. These are major, major brands that have a long-running reputation, and for them to select, different solutions to help them to promote their products, I think that that's a very good saying about the type of companies they use for these metaverse technologies or these digital asset technologies. So yeah, highly commendable there, definitely.
Yeah, you definitely need to have the spirit among a company to realize that. And that is really, really nice to be part of that.
Brilliant. So yeah, just wanted to ask you, is there anything else that you'd like to add about the industry itself, or things maybe taking place in the future?
Yeah, as I already said, it's really cool times to be in, because fashion is not only limited to fashion. It starts with the fashion weeks, where it was also not really a sustainable business to traveling just to a lot of cities with an invitation you had to have. This is now not the case anymore, which is really, really great, because everybody can take part in such an experience like a fashion week. There is a lot to do. We have a lot to do ahead of us, meaning the industry. But what is really great about influencers and virtual influencers and creators, traditional pattern makers, for example, or traditional seamstresses, it's really easy now to enter the digital world. Beforehand, you had to have a lot of machines, a workshop. You had to have connections and stuff like that. And now you just need a computer and an internet connection, and you can enter this new world. And this is just marvelous to see. And especially in a working for a company like Reactive Reality, uh, which really leverages garments as we had it before, and we saw in 2019 that COVID was just destroying a whole market, and just companies were dying, and it was horrible to watch. And I saw a lot of my colleagues just closing up because they didn't have a chance to adapt. And I'm not sure if it sounds harsh, but maybe this nudge was needed by the industry, and also bespoke and made to measure tailors to get going because essentially we are the last industry that didn't adapt to the fourth revolution, the fourth industrial revolution. So this is really exciting to be in, and it's so great to see other designers just thriving and blooming in this field. This is awesome.
Yeah, defo. And yeah, as we see things develop, you know, it was one of the big shocks that a lot of industries had to rely on, new technologies during the COVID-19 pandemic. And people were using things like Zoom. Everyone was using things like online shopping, and the demand for it spiked so much that a lot of companies really, really needed to adjust to it. But the one great thing about it is we're creating amazing solutions to help adapt to those changes, and this creates a bit of flexibility for the market to kind of overcome its challenges. So yeah, thanks so much. It was a great conversation today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It was great talking to you.
Brilliant. Okay, once again, we have been speaking to Johanna Böhm-Eberlein, and she is the 3D artist and sales support for Reactive Reality. And once again, my name is Cureton, senior journalist for XR Today. If you'd like to continue following conversations like this, please follow us at our Twitter and LinkedIn hashtags at XR News. And anything else? Lovely time today. Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, bye now.